Hello on this Monday, and I want to take a look at the drought monitor because I had several people ask me in the last couple weeks, are we in drought conditions? Some lake levels seem low, and it's probably more of a local basis, but we are starting to see patches of abnormally dry conditions starting to pop up in southern Minnesota. So we're not in drought conditions yet. The whole Southwest is, but when we do look at the bigger picture, May, because it's been kind of cool, that's seen a lack of thunderstorms, which is where we start to see a lot of our precip this time of year. So we're almost an inch below normal just for these first 10 days of May. And when we look at the last 11 months, 10 of the last 11 have been drier than normal. And cumulatively, that is about 3 inches below normal. And we look at last fall and over the winter and so far this spring. March was the only wet month. And partly to blame is the cool pattern, at least for this spring, because as I mentioned, that keeps away thunderstorms and those big precip events. But we can see in the upper level flow, this is a water vapor loop looking at middle levels of the atmosphere, that big ridge in the west, and then this sort of bizarre trough, elongated trough that keeps things cool here, basically in the central and eastern parts of the continent. And we can see that stretching from the Midwest all the way up through the Northeast and then over towards Greenland. But then Greenland has this kind of leftover chunk of a ridge or abnormally mild conditions. That pattern continues to break down through this week. So as advertised, temperatures will get warmer this week. Not quite above normal just yet because that's starting to creep up towards 70 here by the end of the week, but we should be near 70 by the end of the week. And then into next week, we should start to see that pattern continue to improve. So warmer than normal conditions are possible next week. So this is looking at May 15th through the 20th. So mostly this weekend for the whole northern hemisphere. I'm sorry, for next week, above normal temperatures here, cooler in Alaska and of course the Arctic. Always is warm now, it appears. And then the American model, as we go further out into time here for late next week into the week after, we get into this almost omega block, we call it, because it looks like the Greek letter omega, where it's sort of a W looking letter. And that means cool conditions on both coasts and then maybe warmer than normal conditions here. So we'll see if that plays out. There are some differences in the model once we head into late next week, but either way, improvement in the temperatures for warmth. And in fact, this is the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, giving us some higher probabilities of above normal temperatures here. And as I mentioned, that pattern where it could be cool on the west coast and then also in the southeast. So hopefully we get in on some warmer temperatures, because it does also mean we'll see some thunderstorms, which severe weather isn't good, but we do need that thunderstorm kind of rainfall here in the growing season. 70% of our rain in the growing season comes from those thunderstorms. So that warmer pattern also will yield more precipitation, hopefully. Otherwise, some clouds. We did have a couple of showers earlier this morning. That's all drifting to the southeast. A cool ridge of high pressure kind of trying to build in from Canada. Northeast winds here through the day today is going to keep temperatures in the 50s, but then low 60s tomorrow, and then a gradual warming through the week, and still pretty dry too. We're talking about the next chance of showers on Friday, maybe just a few hit and miss showers later in the day, and then potentially later in the weekend as we warm up more. We could be looking at some thunderstorms here possibly towards Sunday. But as you'll see here, in the next 7 days, when we add up total cumulative precipitation, not much here across Minnesota, but the central and southern parts of the state where we see much more in the way of thunderstorm activity is where we'll see those rainfall amounts add up. But again, that could change as we progress through next week into warmer conditions and potentially some stormier conditions as well. But a coolish Monday for sure, 56, normal highs in the upper 60s, low 60s tomorrow, upper 60s Wednesday. There's 70 by Thursday, maybe even Friday too. We will see a few more clouds though around Friday, Saturday, so maybe a touch cooler with, again, isolated shower or thunderstorm chances, but no washouts, nothing to cancel any outdoor plans at this point.